It's like a family affair, this one. I've got Jason on the bike, Willow's in the tub. The whole family's in on this vlog, but everyone's gonna be really quiet. So this is my 24 and 25 week pregnancy vlog, and I'm trying to find a comfortable way to sit on this bed. I have a lot of things around me because right after this video, I'm going to film his, the clothes that we've got him so far. Film that video because I know I promised it and I talked about it in the last vlog. So 25 weeks. We are actually we're about 25 and a half weeks now, almost 26, which is crazy. I find that the time is just flying by and feels surreal. We talk about it all the time. We're starting to talk about him all the time, which is really nice, and it feels a lot more like we're in the home stretch to this whole thing being over, but being also just getting started. Okay, so what's new? So I had my OB appointment. It was literally the fastest appointment of life. I think it was 8 minutes long from start to finish, and she didn't really say a whole lot. I went in, they handed me paperwork to get my whooping cough vaccine as well as my glucose test. Then she measured my fundal height, then my blood pressure, my weight, listened to baby's heartbeat, and then she was like, all right, you're done, bye, get out of here. And I was sort of like, is everything okay with him? Like, will I get to see him again? And I won't actually have any more ultrasounds unless they think something is, worth looking at, or if he's not growing properly. But otherwise, that's it. We're done, and it feels so strange. It just sort of feels weird to be growing a human and, not actually get to look at him very often. She did mention in the appointment though, like briefly, she dropped the word induction again. And if you've been following my vlogs, you know that I thought I was going to have to get induced again due to Fragmin, and then I thought I wasn't because the doctor said I didn't have to. But then she dropped the word again, so she was like, oh yeah, your due date's October 20th, but we'll schedule your induction sometime before that. And oh my god, it's so hard to breathe. Especially if I try to sit with my belly crunched. So now, anyway, I should have asked her in the moment, but because the appointment was just happening so fast paced, I didn't want to, stop her and bother her. But I will bring it up because the fact that she just dropped it, I don't know if it's just that she forgot that we had the conversation before and that my thrombosis doctor said I wouldn't have to get induced, but because it's different and I'm not on 2 doses a day, just 1. But she was also in such a rush that I didn't want to stop her. So I'm gonna bring it up in the next one and just sort of verify that with her, because if I cannot get induced, I really don't want to. But yeah, so as I mentioned, she did give me the paperwork for my whooping cough vaccine. I'm not sure if that's something they do everywhere now, like all around the world. The last time I was pregnant, it was 10 years ago, and they didn't do this. But since 2018, at least here in Canada, they've been doing the whooping cough vaccine in your later months of pregnancy, because I guess it passes through to the baby and protects the baby at that time. So I've already had that done. It was quick and easy, super simple, no symptoms, no side effects. I mean, my arm was like a touch sore, but not even for as long as like other vaccines I've had. And I also had my glucose test. So I got that paperwork and scheduled that. So I did that on Friday, and poor Willow, she had to come with me to the clinic, and it's just not the most fun. It's an hour long. If you've never done a glucose test before, it's essentially this maybe this big of a bottle of an orange liquid, kind of like a very flat, orange soda. And you have to drink the entire thing in 5 minutes and then wait an hour in the clinic, and then they do a blood draw, essentially to see, I guess, how your body processes sugar to make sure that, it's doing what it needs to do so that the baby isn't at risk, or you and the baby aren't at risk for gestational diabetes. So I don't know when I'll find out the results of that, so I'm still waiting, but it's done. Step 1 is done, and hopefully I pass, because I really don't want to do the 3-hour one. That would be a nightmare. And that one I'll definitely make alternative arrangements for Wills, because she was, even though we brought her iPad, she was not having a great time. But she did great, and she was a fantastic cheerleader overall. In terms of symptoms, still dealing with a lot of the same. Like, I just feel, like a lot of the symptoms aren't really going away. I have breathlessness, clearly. It's really hard, especially depending on how I sit, to breathe. And especially if I get talking and I get excited. I do a lot of speaking engagements, and honestly, I feel like I'm gonna pass out in most of them. So that's persistent. Hasn't gone away, and I'm sure at this stage it likely won't go away until he's born. Tailbone pain. I think I talked about this in my last vlog. Yes, I know I did. So I actually did take the advice of my mother-in-law and I got myself a pillow. So I bought this one. I just got it off Amazon, but it's the Everlasting Comfort pillow, and it just has like a little ridge, and you actually put it this way on your chair and you sit on it so that your tailbone kind of has like this little place where there's no pressure being applied. I just got it today, so I can't tell you if it's working or not yet, but I did put it on my chair when I was playing some video games earlier, and it did seem to make things a bit more comfortable. So we'll see what it's like once I'm working a little bit more, if it actually helps. The other thing I did last night when I slept is, so you can see my pregnancy pillow behind me. This thing's been a lifesaver. I've used it literally since, I don't even know, probably week 13 or something, week 14. But last night I took another blanket and kind of shoved it all underneath the back side of me, and it gave some extra support. I did find that helped a lot. I didn't actually wake up this morning in enormous pain, which has been happening a lot, which felt really positive. So I did also ask in a mom's group on Facebook about, you know, what I could do for tailbone pain. There was a lot of suggestions, things like physio, seeing maybe even an osteopath or a chiropractor. So I'm going to explore some of those options and see what they might be able to do for me, because I think what probably happened is when I was pregnant with Willow, or not pregnant with Willow, sorry, but during Willow's labor, I remember feeling like I was having a lot of my labor in my butt, and I don't know how else to describe it other than I was like telling the nurses that I felt like I was having a butt baby. I think I've mentioned this in my last vlog. So I think I injured it, but then I never really got it looked at. So I think I'm just dealing with a lot of sort of the side effects of that, and as my body prepares for this labor, I think it's just stretching out and things are becoming a little bit more uncomfortable. So hopefully the pillow helps. I'll keep you all posted in case you yourself deal with tailbone pain. Other thing I deal with still, and it's weird, some days are fine, other days are really, really bad. And that's skin stretching and nerve pain. Skin stretching is obvious. You know, there's a growing human. I'm getting bigger. I think between my last vlog and this vlog, we'll see, but I'm pretty sure I gained 3 inches around my tummy, just to like put it in perspective. So when you're growing that rapidly, it makes a lot of sense that you would stretch. But what's new with this pregnancy that I didn't have with Willow is nerve pain. So I have these areas on my stomach that are just so sensitive and almost burny, like a nerve pain. And honestly, a lot of the spots have gone numb. So I can't even feel certain spots if I kind of touch it or push on it. And then rubbing it is really uncomfortable, especially if it's not me. I don't know, for some reason, when it's my own hand, I can kind of like, obviously I'm doing like brain to pain connection in the moment. Whereas like if Willow or Jason is rubbing my belly and they hit those areas, it's so painful. So what I do find does help though is I got this cream. So I got the Burt's Bees Mama Bee belly butter, and this has actually been really, really great. So it has shea butter and vitamin E. As you can see, like I'm not joking when I say that I use a lot of it. It's almost empty. I really, really love this. I find the minute that I'm dealing with any of that like really tight skin stretchy feeling, or if the nerve pain gets particularly bad, I just slather my whole tummy in that really thick. Like it's a lot. Willow does not like the feeling of my tummy after I put it all on, because it almost feels a little sticky sometimes, which I guess is a downside to the product. But anyway, that helps a lot. It usually makes my skin feel like it's not about to rip open. That's a bit different from Willow too. I don't really remember that, but I was also 10 years younger, and I think maybe my skin might have been more supple. I have no idea. You'd think because my skin is already stretched out that this would be easier, but it is not. So we'll continue just lotioning up, and hopefully that goes away over time. Other symptom I have is that I get a lot of sensations when I'm walking now. So before, I could still walk pretty well, meaning keeping up my same pace. Like I was okay. Like certain walks I was really slow, others I was my normal pace. But now, depending on the position he's in when we start our walk, that like sets the tone for the pace for our walk. And sometimes it's really comfortable and other times it's so uncomfortable that I literally have to stop to either breathe or kind of rub my belly and hope he moves positions. It's just the worst kind of feeling. And it's making it really hard because we're a very active family and I feel like I'm slowing everyone down, and obviously everyone understands, but it's just still like so hard. That's been a little frustrating, and I have to keep reminding myself like, this is normal, I'm pregnant, but when you're used to just doing things a certain way, it's actually really hard to feel slowed down, which I know sounds like, I mean, it's not the worst problem in the world to have. Other than that, sleep's still been hard. That hasn't gone away, like meaning I have a hard time falling asleep and then I have a hard time staying asleep, especially due to some of the tailbone pain. But otherwise, I don't think I have any other new symptoms. I did wake up the other morning though and realized there was a spot on the sheet, which this is like slightly TMI, but if you're on my videos, this is what these videos are about, is sharing all the details. So there was a big spot on my sheet and I was trying to figure out what it was. And I realized it was like right in the same location as my breasts were. So I'm pretty sure one of my boobs was leaking overnight, and that was new. So I remember like looking at it and I'm like, huh, that's actually quite a bit of fluid. Anyway, so that's starting to happen. I haven't really noticed that in any other way. Like I haven't noticed it in my shirts or anything like that, or even in my bras, but yeah, just like that one night, it was like on the sheet. So, I mean, that's a good sign. Obviously, like I'm hoping to breastfeed. So if they can start, showing me signs that they're working, that's great. And then I guess the only other updates are we did finish off a lot of our baby shopping list. So we've had a pretty comprehensive list to start, mostly because we're starting from scratch and we've had a lot of things to cross off. So last weekend we went and got the stroller, so we got that done. And once it's set up, I'll definitely do a little video to show you which one we got. We also got his bassinet. We got a bunch of like his smaller stuff that we needed, like bottle sterilizer. Although some of these things I purchased, and for example with Willow, she breastfed the entire time and never took a bottle one time. I couldn't even get her to take a bottle if I was like wanting to go out or something. So I'm not sure how much we'll use it for him either, but we have it. But I'm gonna do a whole video or a series of videos on just the stuff we bought, because there's a lot. And as you can see, like I've got all of his clothes behind me for the second video that I'm gonna do. Since I sort of showed some products in this video, the only other thing I wanna show you is my favorite underwear that I bought. I have not found that any of my own underwear were able to survive. I've gained weight around my that area. I kind of really gained weight in the, it's almost like someone put an inner tube around me in that area of my body. So I've gained weight there. Therefore, I had to kind of throw out or like set aside all of my old underwear, basically put them in a drawer, and I was like, I'll see you later this year. But the underwear that I did buy, I got them on Amazon, and I wanted to show you the brand in case you were also looking for maternity underwear. The reason I love these ones so much, they V in the center, and so they go down a little low. They're so comfortable and stretchy, and I love them. So the brand that I got is Innersea. So I'll just do this so you can see it. So Innersea, and I got the medium for what it's worth. I know that means nothing because it's really hard to tell how big I am on camera. But yeah, love those underwear. I bought them at first to test them out, and then I literally bought like, I don't even know how many packs I have now, 5 or 6, because I like to have a lot of underwear. So yeah, they're just great. Highly recommend them. So I think that's it. I don't think I have anything else to update you on right now. I feel like these weeks are a little bit like, I'm sure if you've been pregnant before you can relate, but like not a lot happens necessarily week to week outside of like appointments and things like that. I do have something I'll be able to share with all of you next week, but I can't say what it is right now because I do have little ears nearby, and it's a bit of a surprise. So I will update you all on that soon. And yeah, I think that's it. So I'm gonna end on my tummy. I'll measure it. I'll show you where we're at. He's gotten really big, so it's actually quite exciting. So I'll show you that before I log out. And then if you have any questions at all, leave them in the comments below. And thanks as always for watching and for your support. It means a lot. All right, so this is where we're at. As you can see, belly to the front. This side's a little darker, but I'll still show it to you anyway, just in case it's helpful. Okay, and then this is what it looks like with my tank top on. And that. And then we'll get him out. Whew, I feel like I've gotten so big. Look at this. That's Jason's hand. Hey, you can say you've been in a vlog now. And that people won't think you're not real. But yeah, so belly. It's crazy, and also my boobs are growing just as fast as my belly is growing. So let's do a quick measure. It's crazy though. Like, I literally can't get over how big he's getting. Like, it's enormous. I'm gonna look back at these vlogs near the end, and I'm gonna say that wasn't so bad right then. We are at, I think that's about around. So we're at almost 41.5 inches around, which is nuts because I definitely was not there just 2 weeks ago. But yeah, I also don't know if you can see, I'll be able to tell in the editing, but I have a massive stretch mark right here. There he is. Cool. All right, well, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.